February 24, 1978, Chico, California. 5 young men, Ted Wire, Jack Madruga, Bill Sterling, Jack Hewitt, and Gary Mathias, drive to a college basketball game. They are close friends, bonded by their participation in a local sports program for adults with mild intellectual disabilities or psychiatric conditions. They are excited because the very next day, they are scheduled to play in a major tournament of their own. After the game ends, they stop at a local market to buy snacks, pile back into Jack Madruga's pristine 1969 Mercury Montego, and begin the drive back home to Yuba City. They would never arrive. The nightmare begins the following morning when families realize none of the 5 men have returned. Days later, a forest ranger spots Madruga's car abandoned on a remote, snow-covered mountain road in the Plumas National Forest. The location makes absolutely no sense. It is nearly 3 hours away from Chico, in the exact opposite direction of their homes, high up a treacherous, winding mountain trail. When police examine the car, the mystery deepens. The vehicle is unlocked, the windows are rolled down, and the keys are missing. More bafflingly, the car has plenty of gasoline in the tank, and it is perfectly functional. Despite the muddy, snowy conditions, the undercarriage has no scratches, meaning it was driven with extreme care. 5 strong men could have easily pushed the car out of the snow, yet they chose to abandon it and walk directly into a freezing, pitch-black mountain blizzard. They were completely unprepared, wearing only light jackets and sneakers. The investigation takes a terrifying turn when a witness, Joseph Shons, comes forward. Shons had suffered a heart attack while driving up the same mountain road that night and lay stranded in his car. He claimed that during the freezing night, he saw the headlights of Madruga's car pull up behind him. He heard voices, including a woman's, and saw a group of men walking in the headlamps. When he cried out for help, the figures suddenly turned off their flashlights and vanished into the darkness. Later, Sean saw distinct flashlight beams moving down the road. As winter storms blanket the mountains, the search is called off. It isn't until June, when the snow finally melts, that the horrifying truth is revealed. Nearly 30 kilometers away from the abandoned car, a group of Sunday hikers discovers a deserted Forest Service trailer. Inside, wrapped in 8 thick blankets from head to toe, lies the lifeless body of Ted Wire. The condition of Wire's body leaves medical examiners horrified. He had lost over 80 pounds and died from a combination of starvation and hypothermia. Forensic analysis reveals that Wire had survived inside that trailer for an incredible 8 to 13 weeks. But the most chilling detail is yet to come. The trailer was fully equipped to sustain life. Just outside the door stood a massive, untouched storage shed filled with enough freeze-dried military rations and canned food to feed all 5 men for an entire year. Inside the trailer were matches, candles, and a heavy butane tank ready to provide heat. Yet Ted Wire lay there freezing and starving to death in the dark, without ever lighting a fire or opening a single can of food, save for a few rations opened weeks apart. Shortly after, the remains of the other men are found scattered across the forest. The bones of Bill Sterling and Jack Madruga are discovered on opposite sides of the road, halfway between the car and the trailer, victims of early hypothermia. Jack Hewitt's skull is found nearby, identified by his father through his clothing. But the final man, Gary Mathias, a former Army veteran diagnosed with schizophrenia, is nowhere to be found. Only his shoes are discovered inside the trailer, suggesting he had been there with Wire before disappearing forever into the wilderness. Today, the case remains one of America's most chilling unsolved mysteries. Why did these men drive up a desolate mountain in the middle of the night? Were they fleeing from an unseen threat, or were they led into the woods by someone they trusted? Why did they starve surrounded by food and freeze surrounded by warmth? The answers died with the Yuba County Five, buried forever in the silent, haunting woods of California.